tremendous looking trophy.
Hello, welcome to Platinum Explosion, number one PlayStation podcast in the Oceanias. My name's Tom Blight. Joining me, as always, Ashley Holman.
Excited to be here, Dylan. We need to speed things up because, you know, we've got lots of podcasts to record here at the Explosion Network. You don't have time to do all these crazy intros that I always do this week. Not this week.
That was longer than sometimes other intros you've done. This week on the show, not a lot. Going to talk about Spider-Man. Going to talk about this Horizon thing. Not much happening in the world of PlayStation, but there is a lot happening on my trophy account, so that's going to be the majority of the podcast. And oh boy, if you're like, Dylan, I've been waiting a long time for you. It's been a while since you've suggested some easy platinum games. Well, Merry fucking Christmas. Welcome to the podcast for you. If you don't care about trophies, skip ahead about 10 minutes, where there'll be like 10 minutes left of the podcast.
Really? You think you're going to talk about this for 10 minutes?
Oh boy. And then we'll talk about how Spider-Man shit, and that'll be a wrap. Fucking get out of here. But the most important chunk of the podcast, boy, you trophy hunters, get your pens, get your pad, get ready. Because your boy... so here's the story. So last night, we're recording this on Tuesday, right? To put it into perspective. Last night, Ash, Buddy, Radio Watson, shout out. We're playing a bit of Apex. You know, we're doing a thing. I get off and then I'll discover one easy trophy game, which I'll get to in a minute. And then I kind of went down a rabbit hole. I was like, oh, I've got this other one here that's like $2.
Yeah, it looks like you went down a rabbit hole.
Did you just open my PSN?
Yeah.
I didn't want to put it I didn't want to write the number in the show notes to spoil it. So I did a couple last night. I don't know, I did like maybe 4 platinums last night before going to bed, like 1 or something. And I wake up and I'm like...
Don't think so.
I know, I did a few. And I wake up and I'm like, man, I should go through my wish list because I've got like... My wish list has like too much in it. I need to like go through that. Let's see if any shit's on sale. And let's delete some stuff that I probably aren't even going to play anymore. Like I had stuff like Haven in my wish list. I'm like, I want to play that, but also probably not really something that I'm ever going to play at this stage because it was on Xbox Game Pass as well if I really want to. So I'm like, stuff like that I'm gonna clear out my bold wish list. I'm going through and my wish list has 40% games I want to play that are games, and the majority of it is actually just trophy easy games that I've put in my wish list because I'm like, $8 too much. A lot of those were on sale. So I'll do a live count. 1 at 2 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 platinums in the last 24 hours. That's 16 platinums in the last 24 hours is the number I went for. So let me run down the list here for you. I've got, of course, thanks to the lovely website PSN Profiles, it tells me exactly how long it took me to platinum each game, which is handy for you under there who are like, Dylan, I love an easy platinum, but I ain't got longer than 30 minutes. You're in luck.
No, I don't have time to play all these games. You know, so give me some short games for busy people.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and I'll tell you what, I felt like I both wasted the first couple hours of my morning and also achieved a lot. I turned my alarm off. I'm like, I'm fucking tired. I'm going to sleep in. I did sleep in. And then when I woke up, I was like, you know what? Now I've had a big sleep and I'm still feeling a little bit just like, I can't be fucked doing anything just yet. Like I made my coffee. I was like, oh, I could write. I need the stuff I need to write. Nah, dude. it's platinum through to lunchtime for this boy. All right. So the first one I did last night, the one that started this whole process, is a game called The Pig D. It took 3 minutes and 4 seconds. It is a very similar game to the other one where I can't remember the fucking name of it. There's 2 where you just like, yeah, it's a finger and it taps shit.
Mayo?
Yeah, my name's Mayo, right? Tapping the mayo jar. This one's not as good though because it doesn't have unlockables or different backgrounds or any of this shit. In fact, you don't even have to tap X. So I tapped X maybe 100 times. And then I quickly realized if you held down the R1 button, it just continuously takes the counter up as if you're pressing X at a much faster rate. So they made this one real easy. All you do is have a bunch of coins enter this pig 2,000 times or 20,000 times or something. It takes 3 minutes, Get all trophies. There's nothing else you have to do. There's literally nothing else you have to do. Platinum. 3 minutes, 4 seconds. Next one was Finger Fitness. Shout outs to Kieran from Press Start for pointing this one out. This one's pretty good for a shitty easy platinum. 10 minutes, 4 seconds. It is a game where you've got to squeeze back and forth the L2 and R2 buttons to flick your fingers. However, it does make use of the PS5 DualSense, so the tension is you feel it when you're flicking your fingers in the DualSense. The power of the PlayStation 5. Like I spent all the money so I could play games like this. I don't know about you, but that's what I did. So the more you flick, the more points you get, and then you can use those points to buy a stamina, or so you can the triggers then loosen. It's not as tight because you can then flick faster, right? The more stamina or strength or something. And then you can also unlock pets like birds and frogs and other animals that just appear on your screen, and they flick their fingers too. And then you're all in a flicking party. It's a fucking flicking frenzy, you know what I'm saying? It's 10 minutes of fucking flicking.
The question is, what are you flicking?
Your fingers. You're just snapping. You're just snapping your fingers. Just snapping your fingers.
So it should just be snapping fingers.
Yeah. I don't know why I said flicking. I'm just flicking the bean, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, when you listen back to that description with that context, I mean, it's quite interesting.
Yeah. I mean, look, I honestly, it was an alright game for 10 minutes. I enjoyed it for the 10 minutes. I wouldn't play it longer.
Good use of the DualSense is what you're saying.
Yeah, like it was good use. It was an enjoyable game for 10 minutes. Like legit enjoyable for 10 minutes. Intrigued me. The next one on the list is called Quick Maths, spelled MAFS. This is a game that I'm sure is helpful for people who would like some math problems. So it just continuously gives you problems. It'll be like number plus number. So there's an addition, subtraction, multiplication, whatever mode. There's a kids mode. There's 4 modes, and then they continuously give you math problems. All of the trophies nearly involve either completing 50 of each of those problems, or pressing R1 to skip the challenge 50 times, because that also counts. So just skip 50 of those equations, and you got a trophy for each of those. Jump into the kids modes where you have to complete one properly, but they're super easy, obviously, kids mode. And then you can skip 49 more, and there's another trophy for you. And I think the 3 other trophies are real random shit, like enter the number 69, gives you a trophy called Nice.
Nice.
Another one for like 42 something. I don't know. There was a couple of random ones. Anyway, took 5 minutes and 36 seconds. Now remember that time. We'll come back to it. Bouncy Bullets 2. This one took 21 minutes and 51 seconds. So this is...
putting some effort in. Putting in the work, as some would say.
I had to actually play a game for a period of time here. And actually use all the buttons on the DualSense nearly. It was great to see. So this is a game, first-person shooter in which your bullets bounce. You've got to sort of roam through these levels. This is published by Ratalaika. So shout out to the #1 trophy people. You roam around these levels, and there's little monsters. So you can shoot orange bullets that kill orange enemies. You can shoot yellow bullets that kill yellow enemies, and then there's black enemies, and the only way you can kill them is if you bounce the bullet off something, and that kills them. And then there's some platforming involved, not too hard. You got to complete 10 levels in easy mode, 10 levels in medium mode, 3 levels in hard mode, and then 1 level in speed mode, and then you got yourself a platinum. Also, shout out to me for remembering literally everything for these games so far in terms of... Well, actually, no, I failed on quick maps. I can't remember 2 of those trophies, but I'm going good so far. 21 minutes and 51 seconds. Next game is called Dojo Ran, I think is how you say it. I don't really know. 16 minutes and 5 seconds. 16 minutes. So that's a decent chunk. That's over once you get over 10 minutes for some of these games, people go, oh, over 10 minutes, Dylan. What are you telling me? That's right.
This isn't just shooting an animal that's being held for you. This is like letting the animal leave you a little bit.
Yeah. This is like, and then pretending...
The animal's like a meter away from you instead of like 30, 40.
You actually have to try. You actually have to like aim at that stage. Yeah, it's crazy. So this is a side-scrolling platforming game. It's actually alright. Like, to be fair, a lot of these Ratata games, they're alright games. There's nothing particular. They're not like these real shitty platinums where they're bad games, got platinums associated to them. All these games, you're like, it's an alright game, but I'm definitely only playing it for the platinum. But they're not bad games, you know. Like, so you're Frog, platforming. You can like hang onto walls and you never fall, which is interesting for like a side-scrolling action game. The ability just to hang onto the side of a wall. You can like bounce off enemies. It's just very atypical side-scrolling. You know, like spikes hurt you, that sort of thing. But it was alright. I didn't hate it. You got to play the first 5 levels. That's all. First 5. So I think there's like 25 total or something. But you only need to do the first 5. And then along the way, you got to make sure you get the secret in 3 of those levels. So any 3, just find a secret. Secret's not hard to find. And then you've got to die 25 times to earn a trophy. I think there's one for 5, 10, and then 25, like dying times like that. And then the rest you'll just get as you play. There's like one for killing each of the different types of enemies. It's like a butterfly, something else. Like you'll all just have to naturally pop these as you go along, like picking up a checkpoint thing or whatever. But 16 minutes, 5 seconds, platinum. Next game, Gleylancer. This game's all right. So I played a little bit of this normally because I was like, I can't remember where this originally released on. Actually can't remember. Anyway, it's like a re-release. It's one of those games where it's a ROM thing and then you can press the start button.
So released in 1992 on the Sega Mega Drive.
There you go, Mega Drive game. Yeah. So it's one of these Mega Drive games where you can like open up a debug menu and all this sort of shit if you want to. But it's also like a nice re-release. It's a side-scrolling or not what do you call them? It's a shromp, right?
Yeah.
I like these sorts of games. They're fun. I can get down to this genre. They're enjoyable. If they're done right. I like the old ones. They're always fun. They have good music, pixel art, and all that sort of shit. So I was enjoying playing this. And then I died, and I went, man, how do you get platinum in this? Like, because I thought this was easy. Why am I dying? So I Google. Someone did a tip on PSN Profiles. The answer is this. You press start or options or whatever. You go into options in the debug thing. You select cheater mode. You select debug menu yes. You then restart the game, and it restarts the Mega Drive game. Then you go into the options menu, and you choose infinite health. And you choose auto aim. And you choose speed 5. And then you go back in, and you click start game. And at the start of the game, when you pick your weapon, you click, I think it's called like sentry or shade, something that's like sounds like it auto locks onto enemies. You click that one, and you click missiles. And then what happens is you click start game. And then you put the controller down, and you walk away. At which point the game plays through the entire game by itself without you having to touch a single thing and goes through all 10 levels or whatever it is because it just auto locks onto enemies and fires it. And because you've got infinite health activated, you will not die and you will just get all the trophies from beating the game. And you don't need to do a thing. It takes a little while to play through. By play through, I mean walk away. I made a coffee, you know, good to do what you need to do. But so that's Gleylancer. All right, let's loop back around to some. At this point, I discovered that I'd also picked up PS4 versions of some games, which included Dojoran, the frog one, which I then did the PS4 version. It took me 11 minutes and 1 second. So I got that time down by 5 minutes. I'd like to point that down. It just shows that once you know what you're doing, 5 minutes difference there. Bouncy Bullets 2, I got down from 21 minutes and 51 seconds on the PS5 to 19 minutes and 17 seconds. It's not a major difference. Couple minutes there. And then I discovered that Quick Maths did not have a free upgrade. However, the game is only $2. So I then brought the other version for $2. And I got my time for that game down from 5 minutes and 36 seconds down to 1 minute and 10 seconds. Because I remembered exactly what you had to do, and I just went blah, 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 1 minute, 10 seconds platinum. Next game I played is a new one. We're back into some new ones here. Jigsaw Finale. Took me 40 minutes and 53 seconds. So this is a bit of a longer one. I did put in some headphones and listen to a podcast, and you actually have to play this game, although the conditioning to earn the platinum is not hard. You simply need to play, I think it's like 20 puzzles. So it's a puzzle game in which you can customize it. So you can pick from, I think there's like 20 different countries, from US, Japan, Russia, whatever. You can then pick, and then each of those has like 5 different puzzle designs. And then you can pick if you want them to be hard or like super easy, or not super easy, but like 4x4 puzzles up to like 16x16 puzzles. So I just went 4x4 and I did 20 puzzles. That was it. So you actually have to solve the puzzles. You obviously lift up pieces and find where they go and create these pictures. If you like puzzle games, this could be a legit game you'd probably enjoy. There is like enjoyable factor if you enjoy puzzles. However, if you want a platinum, 40 minutes, maybe a bit long, but as I said, you just zone out. Like I just listen to a podcast. You get 1 trophy for each different, they have to be different puzzle you complete, but it doesn't matter which ones you do. Do whatever your heart contents for you. Next game, Memory Lane, 8 minutes, 30 seconds. This is a game where it just sends out cards and then it starts with 4 cards and it's just match pairs, flip over card, flip over the next one. It's a frog, it's a giraffe, find another frog, find another giraffe, match them, get points. The more levels you continue, the more cards there is to match. Every time you get a match wrong, you lose 50 points. But every time you get one right or you combo them off, it multiplies. So you're never really down on points. It sounds scary, but you're always up. It's very easy. It's 8 minutes, 30 seconds. It's just matching memory game. And now I did Memory Lane 2. 7 minutes, 3 seconds. The sequel was easier. Maybe because I'd already warmed up my brain for the memory matching. That was Memory Lane 1. Got him. Now I did Rift Raccoon. 17 now remember this time. PS5 version I did first. 17 minutes, 16 seconds. This is a Ratchet & Clank release. It is a game, again, it's alright. Side-scrolling. It's a side-scrolling game in which you play as a raccoon. Again, jump over spikes. There's enemies you can jump on. But the thing for this one is that the raccoon steals from a science laboratory a bracelet that lets them teleport short distances. So the key mechanic to the game is you can then teleport between walls. You can teleport upwards to make it between areas you couldn't teleport. That's all the platforming. There's a sequence where you have to teleport between different things where there's spikes and stuff. I actually died a fair bit. But again, 17 minutes, not that long. But I did die. I had to play the game. However, when I came back for the PS4 version straight afterwards, I did it in 9 minutes and 46 seconds because I knew exactly what to do, which is you've got to play through the first, so there's world 1 till 5, 1-1, 1-2, through to 1-5. You got to do all those. And then you got to do world 2 through to 2-8. So what's that, 13 levels total, I think. So you got to do the first 13 levels. In all of those, you got to find the secret in 3 of those. And then the rest will come naturally. They are for picking up health items, dying on things, healing an enemy, blah, blah, blah. But just play the game, find 3 secrets, off you go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. The next game, A Day Without Me, 20 minutes, 3 seconds. This is a game in which you get the platinum before beating the game. It's always my favorite ones. I love these ones. You start the game and they're oh, it's you're wandering around your house. You're something weird's going on. And then you read something on a computer and for some reason you decide to start calling down a cult and then everyone from your town disappears and then you fight some demon monsters and you solve some puzzles and then you complete the first act of the game where you go back to sleep and then you wake up and it's day 2, but the trophy says platinum. And you go, cool, turn off, delete. 20 minutes and 3 seconds. Good game. Then Glade Lancers to back with the PS4 version. 40 minutes and 50 seconds. Bit longer because I was still fucking around on that. I did another round normally and then put it back on auto mode and got the platinum. So, but there we go. There is your Merry Christmas. There's my present to you, trophy hunters. There is a list of very easy platinums that you can get. And this took me, what? How much time is that total? You got a calculator? Work this out. What do we got? 40
So you got 16 platinums in less than 24 hours?
But if you did time, so what do we got? We got 40 minutes plus 20, so we got an hour. Let's just do roughly. The next one's 10 minutes roughly. I'm just going to round up or down. So we got an hour 10, we got an hour 20, so an hour and a half, an hour 40, an hour 50, 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours and 1 minute. So we'll just add that to the 19 minutes here, hey. 2.5. So we'll say 3 hours, 3 hours 10, 3 hours 40, 50. Let's say it's about 4 hours. It's about 4 hours here for all of these. 4 hours for 16 platinums. What else are you going to do with 4 hours? You know what I'm saying?
Lots of things, but yeah. Nothing that's going to provide you 16 platinum trophies.
That's the one, but that is the key part there, isn't it? Really?
Yep.
Like, what else could you do that would give you the joy of earning 16 platinums? Yep. Nothing. There's literally nothing. I love how I never realized also that PSN Profiles tracks your it counts your 150th and your 200th or whatever, but also counts like your 75th, your 125th. What would you call that? I don't know, but it counts those. So now I've got every 25. Yeah, every 25. So I earned my 225th platinum, which was for one of the versions of the Frog game. So now that's on here as a trophy milestone. I'm like, all right. I didn't realize that was a thing that apparently it does, but I was like, I would have made sure maybe it was something better.
No, that seems more fitting. Yeah.
I just got to make sure that the actual, the good numbers are important or better. You know what I mean? So I'm up to 234 now. It's pretty good.
So 16 away from 250.
Yeah, I could probably find 6. Nah, I'm good now. It's like I jacked it. It's like
you got your fix.
Yeah. I didn't how to fix the platinum.
It's like you had one wild night of hardcore drugs, and you're pretty good for the rest of,
That's the way to do it though for people like that. Like, oh, trophy hunter, but then I get too distracted and I care too much about the trophies. Chill. You just wait.
Just chill.
Wait.
Make your challenge at the start of the year. Go the entire year, and then on the very last day, buy a bunch of these cheap, quick, easy platinums. Then knock it out.
I spent like $10 here. That's all it costs. Probably $10.
Yep.
What could you spend? You can't buy lunch for that, but I can buy 16 platinums. You know what I'm saying?
You could buy games in which you could get 16 platinums in.
Yeah. I mean, I'm basically buying platinums, so that easy.
I mean, okay. Yeah. Also, if any of these studios, you want to partner up with us here at Platinum Explosion, we'd love to have our own licensed cheap platinum game.
Yeah, let's put the word out actually. So if anyone out there actually makes games or knows how to make games, here's the thing: the bar doesn't exist because it needs to be a shitty one. We
need to sell it cheap. It needs to be short.
Yeah, we're not looking to make money, right? Although they apparently make money. if you do it right, apparently you'll make money. I'm willing to invest.
Yeah,
a little bit of money for a legit person who can create a game that takes about 10 minutes or less to platinum that is titled Platinum Explosion. I don't know what the mechanics are. I don't know what they have to be. I really don't give a fuck. It could be my face. You could click X. You could punch me 1,000,000 times. Platinum. As long as it comes up at some stage and says and promotes this podcast, because that's obviously why it's called Platinum Explosion, and it has to be part of
clearly it's just got to be like a trophy that you click until it explodes, right?
Yeah. Can you imagine that I could retire, I could die happy if I could earn a trophy that's actually called Platinum Explosion, in which the logo is this podcast logo. Imagine that.
I mean, it's simple. It's like 4 levels, right?
Mm-hmm.
You click on a bronze trophy until it explodes, a silver trophy until it explodes, gold trophy till it explodes, then a platinum trophy till it explodes.
If you can do that, anyone listening, I have $100 for you. Fresh $100 note. Surely that's enough. I don't know. I know.
Clip this Twitter pity part out.
Australian game devs, surely you make this happen. I don't know what the process is to get games on PlayStation Store, but it's obviously not that hard.
I mean, we just need the actual game. We can hit up Rattatica. They publish everything, right?
That's true. Can you publish our game called Platinum Explosion? That's based on the fact that we play a lot of your games for Platinums. Man, what a weird world. All right. You said I wouldn't talk about it for 10 minutes, but that, boy, was you wrong.
Lucky we weren't trying to be quick on this episode, huh?
I told you I had Platinums to talk about, and boy, did I ever.
I think you might have talked about these longer than you played the actual games.
No, because it was 4 hours total time. And I did play one for... the longest one was 20 minutes, so it'd be fucking close. It'd be close. No, 40 minutes for the puzzle game. So not quite. 40 minutes for the puzzle game.
But you could have gotten like 8 platinums in the time. I'm
getting a platinum right now. No, I'm just joking. Imagine if I had up the controller. I was just like, click, 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 click. Let's get into the couple pieces of news. All right. So obviously the main big thing that's happened PlayStation-wise is Spider-Man bloody Avengers things finally a thing. IGN writes, Marvel's Avengers Spider-Man DLC has no story missions. Marvel's Avengers upcoming Spider-Man DLC will not feature story missions like those seen in the Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, and Black Panther updates. Rather than a short campaign with bespoke missions, Avengers Spider-Man with great power stories told through audio logs and illustrated cutscenes that are unlocked by completing challenges that have been added to the regular Avengers Initiative multiplayer missions. Working through these challenges gradually unfolds a storyline in which Spider-Man covers AIM's new plan to upgrade their Synthoid army. Talking to IGN Avengers gameplay director Philippi Theron explained why Crystal Dynamics chose this direction, saying, quote, "We want to spend our efforts on content that everyone can enjoy, so we chose to spend a lot of our energy on the Claw raid that's coming up at the same time. Really, that's a simple decision for us. Spider-Man can play older content, but then we release a piece of content that's good on old platforms. Really, that was a decision that's been the way since the beginning. Since the Spider-Man DLC doesn't come with its own story missions, it's not being branded in the same way as previous character DLC. Crystal Dynamics call it a hero event. Kate Bishop and Hawkeye's DLC, which came with in-engine animated cutscenes and story missions, were known as Operations. Black Panther's more substantial addition in War for Wakanda came branded as an expansion." So after all the hoorah, Spider-Man being exclusive to PS5, Ash, do you think excited to play as Spider-Man? And do you think people should actually be annoyed about this, missing out on this still? Or?
No, I think it's fine. I think it's like they technically delivered what they promised. You'll be able to play Spider-Man in the game. It's just obviously no exclusive content, so the people who aren't playing it on PlayStation can't be too upset. Because they're not missing out on like any actual content. They're just missing out on playing as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's like the closest. It's like my mind immediately jumped to Soul Calibur, which on Xbox and PlayStation there were exclusive characters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like you could play with Yoda on one, and then you could play as Darth
Vader on the other one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So similar to that, except everybody else doesn't get any extra.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. The same but different.
They should have Miles Morales on one, and then Spider-Man on another. Peter Parker on another. No, they still wouldn't do that.
They wouldn't. No. It's fine.
Did you check out any of the gameplay released of this?
Yeah, it's not super impressive, but then again, it might be like super early. It's just like it looks okay, but it like some of the like small, like finer details, like. He like kind of clips through the enemies and that kind of stuff, and like doesn't look like he's actually hitting him on times and that kind of thing. But that might just be how you can't do better than that with a game that's designed to be using multiple characters with like multiple types of attacks and that kind of thing. Not like Insomniac Spider-Man where it's like Spider-Man's the one hitting everybody, so the animations are all there for Spider-Man hitting everybody.
Isn't that weird though? Like, Because didn't they delay this?
Can't be delayed if it was never announced for a date.
True. But I just don't know why it's taken so long. Like, it was like one of the selling...
Well, they had other priorities.
Yeah, no, but they sort of announced it as like a selling point, like, get the game on PS5 because of this. But then it just took forever.
But then COVID happened, so...
I know. But I'm like, it's just... It was... Without the story missions and stuff, I was like, oh, that's all it is.
Yeah. I think we've got enough Spider-Man, you know?
Well, you would hope so, yes.
You would hope with 2 excellent games plus a bunch of movies about it.
I think that's a problem, like, watching this gameplay footage when you compare it to the actual, like, Insomniac stuff. You're just like...
It's like, not as good.
Doesn't look as fluent or... like.
I mean, you're better off comparing it to Marvel's Ultimate Alliance.
It looks... Ultimate Alliance looks better, though. And I mean, I know it's different angle and everything and whatever else, but I'd still say the animation of that would look better. Like...
I think it's imperative. Again, this is early footage, I think. So
jumping into play Spider-Man then? Don't know.
I mean, it's not making me super rush out.
Yeah. This is free, right?
Yep. If you've got a PlayStation copy.
If you've got a PlayStation? Yeah. Funny. All right. Kojima. PC Gamer writes...
Heard of him.
Yes. Wrestler. Kojima says screw it and finally sets up a movie studio. Hideo Kojima Productions has established a new business division intended to work in music, TV, and film. The studio will be in Los Angeles and is intended to take the studio's games, or game at this point, Death Stranding, into those fields. For long-time Kojima fanciers, there will almost be a sense of wonder that it took him this long. Kojima has a history of obsessing about cinema and cinematics in his games, and his bio is game creator, 70% of my body is made up of movies. With things like Metal Gear Solid 4, Kojima's team produced reams of television footage from the fictional setting, and narratively speaking, he's written everything from visual novels to interactive comic books. The new studio will be led by PlayStation veteran Riley Russell, who told Game Industry Biz, quote, "The new division will be tasked with working with creative and talented professionals in television, music, and film, as well as more familiar games industry. The team has its charter, the goal of expanding the reach and awareness of the properties now under development at Kojima Productions, and to make them even more part of popular culture." Kojima himself hasn't commented yet, instead focusing on important things in life like Mads Mikkelsen's birthday and retweeting people praising Death Stranding's introspective genius. Last week, however, he shared several photos of the new studio experiments, which look like they were teasers for today's news. So what do you reckon they're going to do? Death Stranding, something unrelated?
Yeah, they're going to do the Death Stranding movie starring Tom Holland.
Do you reckon it would be... It's like, I think it took my brain a second to
yep,
process what you fucking just said. You probably rewatch that and see my brain literally take that into my soul and actually have to stop. Throw up a little bit in my mouth as I actually process that. Clip it, as the kids say. Yeah. What do you reckon they're actually going to do? And do you reckon he's going to, if he hasn't said anything officially yet, do you reckon he's going to show up at the Game Awards and be like, "Oh, I'm now in Los Angeles.
Guess what?
Bitch."
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. He's like, "Oh, guess what, Jeff? I got a studio over here. Now you can come harass me over there." But I don't know. Maybe it's just he'll be able to do shorter projects or stuff that obviously he's got ideas for that aren't games. I don't think we're necessarily going to have game tie-ins be the majority, but and then again, I wouldn't be surprised if there's potential there for Death Stranding to you could do some interesting stories in the world of Death Stranding. I think potentially
that would be my hope. My hope would be just from the get-go, just begin expanding the IP and do separate things, not remake the game and the game character. But that said, if they were to be we're doing a Death Stranding TV series or movie or whatever, and you can have it based on different character because that world's like pretty big and there's lots you could do there that's interesting. But the thing is that game already had like old AAA or whatever big time actors in it, so you can have cameos. You could have a fucking Fragile cameo pretty easily, you know.
Listen, it's simple. You have Emma Stone come in and she's playing somebody experiencing the Death Stranding when it starts kicking off.
Is the character Asian? Okay.
She's sorry.
Yeah, I'm pretty keen though. That sounds like a good fit for Kojima to expand that direction. I reckon if he was to direct anything personally, I'd love to actually see him direct a music video. Like,
wouldn't surprise me.
That'd be like
surely somebody.
Yeah, that'd be like a good direction for him to, because you can do weird shit in music videos and people aren't going to like blink an eye. It's just like it's fine, and I'm sure he's got good relationships with some of these bands and stuff. So, yeah, just let the man just do a music video. That'd be a good way for him to sort of expand out of games for a bit and test his feet there. Yeah. The Verge, right. Sony has patented its PS5 faceplates. Sony has filed a patent for its PS5 faceplates. The design patent was originally filed just a week before the PS5's November launch last year, and was subsequently published in the United States Patent and Trademark Office on November 16th. It has fueled speculation that Sony will create its own PS5 faceplates or skins. The design patent, as spotted by OP Attack, comes more than a year after Matt McLaurin, Sony's former VP of UX design at PlayStation, previously hinted at a black version of the PS5 or a special edition for everyone. While Sony has created black versions of its own DualSense controller and Pulse 3D audio headset, the PS5 console remains white for now. Third parties have attempted to fill the black faceplate's void, but Sony has threatened legal action. A small company first named PlayStation 5, then customized my plates, was forced to cancel and refund orders for black PS5 faceplates last year following legal action from Sony. Customized my plates returned earlier this year and is still selling custom plates. We did talk about all that late last year when that was all happening as well. This makes sense. Them going super hard over the faceplate thing makes a lot more sense if they were planning to set up shop for their own official ones. Because even if they want to then be able to let third-party people publish them, they then need the third-party people to buy the right to do it, and they get a cut. Which is how it works if people do third-party controllers or whatever, like the Sony's getting a cut there at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you reckon? Just different colored ones, or do you reckon they'll release a full black console, or do you reckon they're just going to come up with a generic?
No, you could just do different colored ones. I'm surprised they haven't got it done by this Christmas. That would be an easy, make it pretty easy for
stocking
people.
Filler.
Yeah, big stocking filler, but
pretty big stocking. Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully, this means we'll be getting some going forward. Hopefully a wide range of interesting designs and stuff going forward.
I personally still don't care. I'm like, whatever. Consoles.
I barely look at the sides of my console at all. So
I barely look at my console. It's like I grab my controller off the thing, turn it on. I barely ever change or put in a disc. Whatever. Turns on, turns off. I don't really look at it, to be honest. I really don't care too much. But for people who do care, get excited, I guess. And then finally this week, 6 Access Rights, Horizon Forbidden West, new image release, podcast incoming. Guerrilla Games has announced that it will be starting a new podcast exploring the world of Horizon, and that podcast will be called GaiaCast. The podcast will be delving into all things Horizon, both Zero Dawn and Forbidden West. The first podcast will be dropping on November 23rd. So by the time you're listening to this. With the main focus being Horizon Zero Dawn. The first episode will be called All About Aloy. And as you can guess it'll be all about the main character. In addition, there are some more images set in the world of Horizon Forbidden West. They've released a GIF of the settlement of Chainscrape, which is an Ozaram outpost town on the border. The town will be a social hub for Aloy to explore with lots of resources to find nearby. In addition, Chainscrape will have a bar that will let Aloy meet lots of different characters, and from there learn more about the world and no doubt find some interesting quests to undertake. You gonna listen to this podcast?
Maybe. Could go on the rotation.
It'll just be a limited 6 episodes or something probably.
Maybe.
They did it for God of War. I listened to that one. There was a bunch of interviews and talking about the lore and Norse mythology.
For reference, Gaia is the name of the central AI in the game. If you didn't know where that name came from.
Good name. Wonder how long it took them to come up with that. Why didn't we steal it? We should have got the copyright. We should have predicted this would happen. Damn.
No. Not on our massive list of Horizon podcast names.
God damn it.
Yeah.
What a disappointing thing. And then the
we were going with Horizon One Dawn.
One Dawn, yeah.
For the podcast, yeah.
Still bad at names. And then this whole town thing I thought sounded pretty cool too. Because to me it sounds like, because obviously you had towns in the original game, but I don't feel like any of them actually felt like places you would ever, you never really came back. You know what I mean? Like you went there, you got a mission.
Not unless you needed to.
Yeah,
not unless you're chasing a platinum trophy.
Yeah. Otherwise, you didn't really feel like there was any reason to hang around these locations, and there was nothing really to discover outside of the exact things you needed there, like the couple shop things and the mission people. But once you're done with those, other than coming back to replenish stock or something for your gear, there was no reason to hang around. So being able to go into a bar and then teasing, I guess, being able to discover secrets and whatever else, it makes the game, feel a bit more lived in. Or the world feel a bit more lived in. Like there's a bit more going on, which is cool to see. Sounds good to me. When's this out, by the way? When did they say? February, right? Yeah, I forgot. February 18th. So expect a state of play in January. Even though if you feel like you've seen too much Horizon.
Wow, imagine state of play based around a podcast. That would make fans so happy. No backlash to that at all.
It'll be at the Game Awards, maybe?
It's not gonna. They're just gonna do another blog post. Hey, the podcast is out.
No, the game.
Oh, the game.
Are you going to show up at the Game Awards? No. Are you going to show up at the Game Awards? Horizon?
No.
That's what I'm saying. I reckon I'll just get a state of play at this stage in January. Yeah?
Yeah. I think there'll be another couple of other trailers or whatever state of plays out between now and its actual release. But
I don't reckon we're going to get one in December. I think they'll just do one in January that's like, hey, here's Horizon Zero Dawn. Because they always do one right before release now, so. Or the month before. It seems to be like the regular scenario at this stage. Alright. That'll do it for this week's episode of Platinum Explosion. There's no any comments, questions, concerns you have, but show you by tweeting at us or joining our Discord. You can tweet at us by heading to explosionnetwork.com/Twitter. It takes you to all of our Twitters. explosionnetwork.com/Discord lets you join our Discord. And if you like this episode and thought it was worth $1, head on over to explosionnetwork.com/support where you can donate as little as $1. And remember, every trophy does fucking count. And boy, if you have some fun, you pop some trophies, just shout out to me on Twitter and thank me as the Trophy Lord of Australia, who I am, right here, sitting on my throne. According to PSN Profiles, I'm ranked at 142, but really I'm number one. I am number one.
Tweet at us, who's better than Dylan?
Nobody. I'm playing up the heel.
If there's no tweets, then he's undisputed. So
we're heels. Trophies rule, you suck. Alright, bye everyone.
I mean, that would be the second game, It'd be a shitty brawler between.
Hey, don't forget you can subscribe to the show wherever you're currently listening, and you can drop a review if you can. Find more great shows like this and more content over at explosionnetwork.com, and please consider supporting us for as little as $1 over on our Ko-fi page by heading to explosionnetwork.com/support. Thanks for listening.